All right, we are back, and this is still Crossfire with DAPO and ISHIOMA. At this point in time, we will be bringing a story across your way, and this will interest a lot of young Nigerians. We will discuss it, but we're bringing some professionals who will be coming on the show much later to help us really evaluate and analyze the consequences of unemployment in the Nigerian economy and how the government of President Muhammadu Buhari intends or plans to face it squarely and make unemployment a thing of the past. Unemployment in Nigeria is one of the most critical problems the country is facing. The years of corruption, civil war, military rule, and mismanagement have hindered economic growth of the country. Nigeria is endowed with diverse and infinite resources, both human and material, and many wise. However, years of negligence and unfavorable policies have led to the underutilization of these resources. These resources have not been effectively utilized in order to yield maximum economic benefits. This is one of the primary causes of unemployment and poverty in Nigeria. Considering the report of the World Bank, the GDP at purchasing power parity of Nigeria was about $170.7 billion during the 2012 period. Unemployment in Nigeria is a major problem both economically and socially. So unemployment in Nigeria has resulted in more and more people who do not have purchasing power. Less consumption has also led to lower production, and economic growth has been hampered. Unemployment also has social consequences as it increases the rate of crime because people really don't have anything to do. Now, the secondary school graduate consists of the principal fraction of the unemployed, accounting for nearly 35 to 50%. Of the rate of unemployment within the age of 20 to 24 years is about 40% of the Nigerian population, and between 15 to 19 years is about 31% of the Nigerian population. Now, ISHIOMA, for me, I think we have a very major crisis in our hands, and I'm not really very sure. I'm beginning to really dwindle in terms of my expectation of the new regime. This is personal to me, and I'm just saying it not to discourage anybody, but I'm just saying that I'm becoming really very wary. Not because I am anticipating too much. I want change. I voted for change. I supported change. I believe in change. It's a constant thing, and it's something everybody should look up or look forward to. But the main issue here is that when a matter is lingering for too long, it begins to gather a lot of order. When a small wound is not well treated, you don't give first aid. It becomes a bigger wound, and eventually it can become very cancerous and eventually render some part of the body, useless, or eventually kill that very particular, body. Now, unemployment in Nigeria is something that, you and I, we don't have enough time on the show, as it were, to really want to, to discuss it. But looking at it very closely, what has since 1999, let's take it, that democracy came in to actually usher in freshness and peace and tranquility and orderliness and comfort, to Nigerians. But since 1999, I haven't seen any significant work that the government has done to curb or to resolve the issue of unemployment in Nigeria.
The truth still remains that the issue of unemployment is as cardinal, and it's one of the reasons why Nigeria is at the level it is today. If you look at the Boko Haram militias, and then you have those of them, armed robbery, kidnapping, and even the Niger Delta militancy and all of that, it's largely attributed to one factor: unemployment. But still, it's not just for Mr. President or whoever it is to come and say, okay, we're going to create jobs, we're going to create jobs. The first thing you want to curb unemployment issue, you have to address the economic factors. Because if you look at, over the weekend, I was...
Can you handle on your thoughts? Okay, let's quickly take this call. Good morning, Luputaife.
Good morning, Engineer Dabo.
How are you doing today?
Good morning, sir.
I'm fine, sir.
Thanks for calling.
Welcome.
Okay, good morning, Barrister ISHIOMA.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to Crossfire.
All right. Please, before I go on, I want us to understand one thing, and
All right.
The reality is that the office of the INEC chairman is a statutory office, is a statutory position.
Yes.
Okay, and it has a definite lifespan. From the day he was appointed, then he will leave the office was known, and everybody knows that. So it's not as if it's something that is a kind of impromptu. There was no emergency to it at all. So let us not give our dear president reason to make mistake again. Okay?
Yeah.
During the campaign era, words were used, words, the APC was invented the word clueless. Okay? That the former president was clueless. But from what is happening now, I don't know if our dear president is getting clueless too. Okay? Because this is 3 months that he was elected. Let us be first the facts now. This is the 3rd month from his election. When he was elected, the former president conceded defeat. He called him and congratulated him, conceded defeat, and didn't show him that he was going to the tribunals. So he knew that he was coming to be president 3 months ago now.
Yes.
As we are talking, the office of the chief of staff is non-functional. The secretary to the federation is not functional. It's time we start telling them the truth so that they don't take us for a ride.
All right.
Okay?
All right. Thank you.
The other time we heard words like that there was no handover note. Go to River State now. The River State government is working, but Amweshi did not drop even a single handover note. On the day of inauguration, Amweshi was in Abuja.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, now when he took over in 1983, did Shagari give him any handover note? No? So let them go straight and face responsibilities and stop taking us for a ride.
All right.
Let us move ahead. Time waits for nobody. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for your input.
Okay, we have another call.
All right. Hello, Charles, are you there? Hello, Victor.
Yes, Victor.
All right, good morning, Victor.
Good morning.
Welcome to Crossfire.
Please, I want to ask ISHIOMA why she wants to personify Nkubi of Pasovia TV. When you see glaring facts like this, you don't argue with it. Okay. You don't have to argue. The fact remains that Buhari's body language is proving that APC has no agenda for Nigeria.
They do.
APC knew that Jega will retire on June 30th, and there is no vacuum in power. So you don't expect Jega to go without handing over to somebody. If PNB did not appoint anybody, Jega must definitely hand over to somebody.
Very true.
In fact, what is happening in Nigeria today, just like the last caller said, I don't even know. We are just moving in darkness, no direction. More than 1 month before he was sworn in, when he won the election, he knew that he would occupy that seat.
Very
1
true.
month after occupying the seat, there is nothing that is going on in Nigeria. Nothing at all. If APC don't have any agenda for Nigeria, then all the promises that they have promised us means that they are just there for nothing. They just want to come into power and paint somebody's administration black so that they will come into power. And as of now, there is nothing that is working in Nigeria. If that seat is too old, if Oga Buhari, if that seat is too hot for him, let him hand over to some other person. That is just what I have to say. APC must sit up.
Thank you so much, Mr.
There are a lot
Victor.
of promises they have promised Nigerians. We want to start seeing them.
They will be fulfilled.
And we are waiting.
Rest assured that they will be fulfilled.
This is not the way we should go about the change. Thank you very much.
Thank you
so
much.
very much, Victor,
Thank
for
you
your
so much.
contribution. Thanks
Remember,
for sharing.
managing expectation is one of our duties.
We discussed
not
managing
to heat up the
expectation.
quality.
We are not eating up politics.
Nigeria should be able to understand that.
We are not eating up
for
politics,
Crossfire,
Shoma.
you need to take
We
a position.
speak the truth on
I need
this
to take
show.
a position.
Yeah, we speak the truth on this show.
Of course, that
Simple.
is it.
I mean,
but
that's
I still think we should focus on the issue. Anyways, let's move to
so this is not an
let
issue.
us move to the issue of
All right, we're talking about
unemployment.
unemployment. We're talking about unemployment, and I know a lot of young Nigerians are looking forward to really getting gainfully employed so that they can plan their life, they can live their life, they can, showcase all the skills and all the talents, that they actually have acquired over time. Now, my challenge, ISHIOMA, when we talk about unemployment, I feel that the government of Nigeria over the years are not creating a proper platform, a platform that could get our youth engaged. If you check the statistics, that we considered at the beginning of the show, the rate of unemployment within the group age of 20 to 24 years in Nigeria today constitute 40% of the Nigerian population, and that is very huge. Like you earlier said, it is responsible for, when a country does not engage, her youth, it definitely, you have left room for vacuum. Nature does not accommodate any vacuum. It has to be filled. And so these young men eventually, become really very crafted in nature, and so they have to design something that will get them engaged. The little wonder we have, agberos everywhere in our parks and all of that. Somebody was telling me recently that many of them are generating even fund, for the government. And see the way, nobody seems to be checkmating the activities. The government is focusing on the dirty assignment that these young Nigerians have been given to extract money by force from both commuters and transporters for the government at the expense of the masses. Yeah. And that is very unfair. Do you understand? That's very unfair. Let's take this call. Good morning, Cyril.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to Crossfire.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Good to have you again on the show, sir.
Okay. Dr. ISHIOMA, how are you? Good morning.
Fine, thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm interested in this unemployment thing.
Okay.
A number of times when we are talking about Nigeria, sometimes we lose sight of deep structural problems we have. Now, you look at the federation account, everybody talks about federation accounts. At least over 40% of that federation account goes to states and local governments.
42%, sir.
Yeah, I know that. Okay. And that's why I say over 40.
Yes, over 40.
States and local governments. But incidentally, whenever we are talking about unemployment, what do? We focus on the federal government. The federal government has to do this most of the times. It's as if where the funds that go to local governments and states are supposed to be slush funds. And this must be corrected if we're going to move forward in this country. And indeed, if you look at the governors, if you look at the state, the LGA chairman, that is how they had operated in this country, except for a very negligible few. They just see that 42% of our national wealth as slush funds, and they do with it whatever they like with it. Now, this is part of our problem. And to solve this problem, what came up during the last national conference must be implemented very, very quickly. That is, there must be criminal prosecution. Criminal prosecution of all persons in Nigeria, whether you are governor, you are president, or whatever. Yeah. We must make that change so that while you are in office, we can prosecute you if you steal money.
Very true.
That is the first thing I'm going to see. It's going to make people sit up and begin to treat public funds with a little bit
every
of
seriousness.
That's true.
That is one. Secondly, a number of times we talk about investments. How many people do the companies employ? Let's face it. How many do they employ? Now, if you look at countries over the years, one of the things they do at such times of national crisis, when there is deep unemployment, is public sector works. And so I believe in our country, rather than talking about we want to give youth copper this, we want to give unemployed graduates this and the rest of them, to go and accentuate this sharing mentality, which we have so much entrenched in this country. We can do a lot of things. This is the time to embark on public sector works.
All right, sir.
One of the simple things we can do, we need to pay more attention to the communities than we do today, for instance. Today, what we think about is someone going into the communities, opening a commercial farm, and employing one or two people. We can turn things around completely.
All right.
When we begin to see these communities as centers of enterprise. Now, you look at these concrete paving blocks, for instance. Do you need to go to school to make them? You don't need to. Our communities could be quite neat. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is we need to really begin to think differently in this country.
All right, sir.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much, Mrs. Suru. Well,
we lost that call.
Thank you
so
much.
Let's quickly go on a break now. When we
point.
come back, we will still be here discussing unemployment in Nigeria, the causes and possible solution during the Buhari administration. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, and we've been talking about unemployment in Nigeria, the causes, and definitely looking at the possibility of the Buhari administration really curbing or solving completely unemployment issues and problems in Nigeria. Now, ISHIOMA, to be very sincere with you, we're just, this is just to break the ice on this topic. Yeah. We're bringing in the resource to really come and, dissect and evaluate it properly. But let's lay this good foundation. We have the educational system in Nigeria is collapsed.
Very true.
It's in a bad state. So the product of, coming out from the universities, don't let us even go to the tertiary education yet. Let's take it from primary education. Let's take it from the standard that our children are being exposed to. How many parents in Nigeria can not, the fact is that many of us cannot afford the high-class private schools, but I can tell you that an average Nigerian today, the few people who qualifies to be called average Nigerians, all our children don't go to public schools. They can't go there. You don't want the rottenness that you met in the system that maybe God just helped you to scale it. And you want to allow your children to go through that particular period also. It will be very, very difficult. Let's take this call before we... Egwendo, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Thanks for calling.
I'm fine. Good morning. Talking about the issue of unemployment, I think, one, we have to reduce the emphasis we place on qualification. You understand? I think the government, they need to rejig the technical education arm of
skill acquisition.
Technical education, you understand? And skill acquisition, you understand? Skill acquisition. So we need to lay more emphasis on it because in most economies all over the world that have surmounted this issue, they've placed less emphasis on, the big
formal education.
Yeah, the big university education. You understand? And when people acquire skills, they should be able to get a job. And lastly, I think the state government, just like the last caller pointed out, the state government and the local government should be more responsible in creating jobs. They should stop investing huge chunk of their amount into building government house. You understand? Building projects that are not affecting the economy positive, that will create a job. I give you an instance, like in Delta State, for instance, you have what we call the dockyard in Delta State, which welders, fabricators, over 7,000 of them will be employed. You understand? But the government has totally neglected that arm. You understand? They place more emphasis on what they can get from the Federation account, spend it on things that are not productive. So I think it's high time we hold state and local governments responsible. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much,
so much.
Ugando.
But you know,
Thanks for
I
calling.
completely agree that the issue of skills, you know, the trainings and technical training should be key. But do you know one of the reasons why that has dwindled in Nigeria is largely because of, I wouldn't want to say our parents, but the elderly. A lot of older parents, fathers, mothers, they look down on it. For example, some secondary schools, they teach you that Introtech, there's introduction to technology. They teach you about drawing, about designing. They teach you finally, they teach you music. They teach you other languages.
Introductory
but
technology
guess what?
was introduced into the Nigerian curriculum just a few years back. When we changed to 633.
But I know, that's very true. But I know some parents, what they do is probably when their kids are on holiday, they probably enroll their children in some, okay, you go and work under this person, learn how to be a plumber, learn how to repair this. I mean, till now, I know some parents who do that for their children. But the larger population of parents, they say, for what? Why should my child do that? My child should rather go abroad and tour the beaches and do all of that. At the end of the day, you see parents shifting focus. They tell you, why should you do that? Doing those, learning those skills are for people with probably no background. They're menial jobs. I didn't bring you to this world to learn how to be a plumber, or to learn plumbing, or to learn how to be a carpenter. I didn't
It's a very terrible
which is
mentality.
Wrong. So that is the thing.
I mean,
we need to fix the mindset of people. The orientation as regards that. That is number one. Look at our research institute. We are abundantly blessed in Africa with so much natural endowment. Look at our plants, for example. Look, in the United States of America, they're working so hard on using marijuana for medical purposes to cure cancer and many other related ailments. But we have some of these plants in abundance and they're just growing, wasting away as weeds.
Let's quickly take this call, ISHIOMA.
Okay, let's take this.
Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Engineer Dr. and Barrister ISHIOMA.
Good morning. Good to have you on the show again.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is a very nice program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can hardly hear you, back? Alex.
We are very good at policy formulation, but we lack the way to implement.
Yeah.
Let me take you back to the time of Alhaji Shagari. Education.
Can you call us back, please?
I mean, let's see if we can still take your call, but I mean, we're out of time. I mean, I should just be signing out now. Anyway, ISHIOMA, we already said this is just like breaking the ice on, on this topic.
I mean, there's so many areas we've not even touched.
So many things. I mean, we're just talking, we're just brainstorming. Yeah. We have not even touched the issues. We've not talked about the educational system. We've not talked about agriculture.
Talked about tax reforms.
Exactly.
Which is one of the reasons for unemployment.
We've not talked about, the rural compared to the urban unemployment, what is responsible, and so many other things and possible solutions that we can recommend and people suggest, for the government. We want to say a very big thank you for being a part of Crossfire today. This is how far we can go. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow for another very interesting episode that you can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter too.
And say no to violence. God bless you. Do not give up the Nigerian dream.